guys, it's coffee time. You're steaming a lot. I don't know if I trust you. You're gonna sit right there for a little bit. So yesterday we did the Game Station podcast, and then immediately after the podcast I had to run to, we had a TGS potluck, and I'm learning more and more people have no idea what a potluck is, which baffled me at first, and now I'm like, well, guess that's just not a thing that a lot of people do. So, a potluck is a party that people come to, and every person who comes has to bring a homemade dish. And potlucks have been turned more and more into just go to the store and buy something, like buy cupcakes and bring them, sort of an idea. But we wanted very much for the only thing that came from a store to be alcohol. Like if you brought a bottle of wine, which I did because I didn't have time to cook. It was really sad. I wanted to make kofta, which is like, it's like a ground lamb with parsley and then a bunch of other spices and typically mint. And then kofta specifically is like a ground meat kebab, but I was going to just turn them into like tiny meatballs and just make a bunch of meatballs and bring those. I just didn't have time. That podcast, man, it just sucks your day. Like there's just no time. So I wound up getting a bottle of wine called Sinzin, and it's hilarious. Whenever I buy wine, I don't know what's good wine, right? So my thing has always been, what has the most hilarious picture possible? Which one is that? So I got Sinzin, which just has a dude just like laying on the ground in like this robe. It's so funny. It was so funny to me, and I don't know why. I looked at it and I was like, that's the one. That's the one I gotta get. But nobody drank it, because there were a couple of us that brought wine. So since nobody drank it, I was like, I'm taking this home. So I have some Sinzin to eventually someday drink. I don't drink often enough to know when that's going to be, but at least I have it for that moment when it's just going to be perfect. But overall, the potluck was a great success. We had a lot of like heavy pasta dishes, but there were also oh, what was it that I just absolutely loved? There was like this huge salad that had a really good dressing, and then oh, what did I keep going back to eat? I can't even remember. Everybody brought really good food though. Um, oh, my friend Dar, it's also my coworker, he brought like a Turkish stew that was so good. And he was like, it's kind of a travesty. This isn't as good as it's supposed to be. And we were all like, this is so good. Like it was just delicious. So overall, success. But we were talking about how next time, and I got this idea from my mom because my mom was saying that when she was younger, they used to do a thing where like she and her friends would all get together and they would. I think that what we want to do is different. I think that my mom and her friends used to have it where like one couple would be the host and they would make an entire meal of a specific kind, so like Italian food or Chinese food, whatever. So what we were thinking was next time we wanted to have a potluck type of idea, we could organize it better and be like, okay, you bring an appetizer, you bring a main dish, you bring etc., and there would be like a theme, so there wouldn't be so many like tastes that didn't necessarily go to get like again, the food was great, it was awesome and way more of a success than we thought it was going to be, but it was like, well, if we had planned it like a little bit better and if we knew for sure who all was coming, we didn't know that many people were going to come. So if we had planned it out better that way, then we would have had like less of the same happening. If that makes sense. There were some cupcakes and brownies that happened as well, and those were rather good. Yeah, so that was my evening last night. Lots of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I need to bump up my game. Like big time. I never playing against the computer. It's so easy to predict the computer, which is a problem. When you play against people, you get wasted if you haven't been playing against people. So I need to play against my coworkers more often. But anyway, so this morning, I know there's more. There's another story. So this morning, I was supposed to take Sherlock Cat to the vet. Yesterday, I had called the vet and said, hey, my cat is coughing a lot. And she was like, okay, what's your name? What's your cat's name? Etc. I told her. She went to go find me. And she couldn't find me. She couldn't find my information anywhere. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense because they just like overhauled everything. Like they got in a new computer and like there were files everywhere. The last time that I came in there, they had trouble finding stuff. So I was like, I'm not gonna turn this into a big old deal. Like I'm just gonna assume that, it's all gonna work out. So I said, okay. But just to be sure, I asked, what are the cross streets of this vet? And she told me, like, okay, yeah, that's right. It's the right vet. So I said, okay. And she said, I'm really, really sorry. Are you sure you've come in before? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if these are the right cross streets, I've definitely come in before. Like, I got medicine because my cat had tapeworm. And she said, oh, okay. She said, I'm really sorry about that we lost that information. I was like, that's okay. Don't worry about it. So, so I made the appointment. I go in this morning and like pack up the cat. The cat hates leaving the house. Pack up the cat. He's like, no, why? Why do you hate me? Get in the car, go to the vet. They have no idea why I'm there. I was like, I called my appointment, 11 o'clock. They were like, no, you don't have an appointment here. So I pulled out my phone. I was like, is this your number? And they said, no. And then one of the ladies that was back there was like, oh, you know what? There's a vet that has basically the same name as us a block down. I was like, what? So I called the other vet. I was like, did I make an appointment here for 11 o'clock? She was like, yeah. I was like, I made an appointment with the wrong vet. She was like, she laughed. She goes, oh, that happens. I was like, yeah, I bet it happens when you put a vet with a very similar name on the... What? It's like, really? None of you have had this problem happen enough that you've thought, maybe we'll, like, add just one thing to the name. Just one. So they were booked today. My actual vet was booked today. Fortunately, she was really, like, the lady from the other vet was really nice about it. She was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll cancel it for you. I was like, thank you. I'm really sorry. Really, really sorry. She was like, don't worry about it. It happens. And so the actual vet that I was at, I was like, can I make an appointment? And they were like, sure. Okay. They didn't have any appointments available today, but I'll be able to go in tomorrow. So that'll be exciting. They know me at that vet because every time I've gone in there, my hair has been different, which is awesome. Well, no, my hair was green the last 2 times that I was there, and the lady was like, "Oh, it's you." And then I came in today with Targaryen hair, and then tomorrow I'll be going in with red hair. It's gonna be gravy. Just worlds, universes of gravy. Poor kidders. Putting him in that thing 2 days in a row, he's gonna be like, why? Why? What can you do? Okay, are you ready for me? Mm-hmm. Delicious. Much better. I've been in a drawing mood as well. I've been drawing all morning. The lady that I'm drawing is starting to look like Satine Phoenix, which is kind of cracking me up, but I can't quite get... The eyes are like really... Don't make fun of my drawing, because I know that I haven't drawn people in a while. So like, where her eyeballs are winding up is like not right. It's so incorrect, and I can't figure out where they're supposed to go. I keep looking at it and going, like, it looks really low, right? Like I try to draw in like a brow line so that I can figure it, and even the brow line looks weird. I don't know, man. I don't draw enough. I need to draw more often, but them eyes. I drew eyes in at first, and one of the eyes, I took a picture of it for Allie. One of the eyes looked like it was trying to escape her face. It was just like way over here. Like the face is like in this sort of profile, right? And this eyeball was like boop, like it was trying to get out. Hilarious. Hilarious to me. I swiftly erased those. My Nana used to tell me that true artists didn't erase. I erase constantly. That's all I do. I do more erasing than I do drawing. I was like, I'm not a very good artist, Nana. Not very good. Not very good at it. No, I can't just draw a line and then be like, I can make this work. No. Nope. Oh well. Anywho, I'm gonna go. But that's what's been going on with me. Game of Thrones tonight. Any of you that are excited, I'm excited with you. Internet high finger. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye. Mwah! I always forget that I have to put this